Good morning. Gonna say good morning? Just gonna sit there looking at me. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Friday. As usual, if you're there, pop a hello in the comments so that I can say hello back, because you know it's good manners and polite and all that. Oh, okay. Eric's decided to hide. Right, let's tuck you in. Let's tuck you in. There we go. Right, dog sorted. Good morning, Petronella. Good morning, Jane. Good morning, Sue. Good morning, Helen. Good morning, Jay. Good morning, Maria. Good morning, Jess. Good morning, Erin. Good morning, Celia. Give Eric a hug for me. I will, but he's settled now, hopefully. So I'll leave him. I'll give him a hug later. Good morning, Diane. Good morning, Michelle. On where are we? Middle of February. God, this year is speeding past. Good morning, Lisa. Go back to sleep. Good morning, Crystal. Good morning, Vicky. Good morning, Debbie. Lots of lovely people. Good morning, good morning. Now, I don't need a wash, thank you. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. We'll get a higher chair at some point and then you can see him. We can hear you singing. Good morning, Christine. Good morning, Tony. Go to sleep. Got stuff to do. People don't want to listen to you singing all morning. Good morning, Charlotte. Lisa, love your top. Thank you. Witchcraft Into the Wilds. There are some still available on the Kitchen Witch website shop if you want them. Only various few sizes left. Petronella, how is your assistant Eric doing? He's licking me. Go to sleep. Under a pile of blankets. Good morning, Karen. Good morning, Melanie. Right, let's hope. Let's hope he goes to sleep. Fix it. Senia, I want that jumper. It's a t-shirt. Actually, said it. T-shirt. Kitchen Witch website in the online shop. There are a few sizes left. Not many, but there are a few sizes left. Shh, he's gone to sleep. Good morning, Susie. How is everyone? Yes, Debbie, it is freezing this morning. Very, very cold at the moment. Although we don't have any snow. We have had snow. You know, 5 snowflakes. Petronella says most exciting part of his day. He does sleep a lot, but he is he only likes going for walks if it's dry. If it's raining, he won't go out. Bless him. So let's make a start, shall we? I pondered, as I do, on what to talk about, and I decided this week, as quite a few people have been saying, I've lost my connection, I've lost my link to my pathway, how do I get back? So that's what I'm going to talk about today. Good morning, Helen. It is Friday, then it's half term. Yes, it is. It is half term next week, isn't it? Yeah. Maria, hugs to you, Maria. Hope you feel better. Good morning, Sylvie. Good morning, Sue. Sorry, a bit late. Had to let a bird out. The cat's brought in. Oh, wow. Still alive and kicking. Yeah, that's always fun. Thankfully, Eric doesn't bring birds in, but we have had them come into the house on occasion. Melanie's had loads of snow all week here in Cramlington. That's a good town name, isn't it? Cramlington. That sounds like something from Midsummer Murders. Something, or, you know, Miss Marple or something. Good morning, Dawn. Michelle, good topic. Oh, good. Well, hopefully it will resonate with a few people. Have seen it's a question I get asked an awful lot, actually, is, you know, I've lost my spiritual connection or my connection to my pathway. How do I get it back? So that's what we're going to cover today. So as always, if you have any thoughts, inspirations, comments, questions, just, throw them in there. Good morning, Leslie. Tony has snow here, but the sun's shining. That's always good. Christine, altar change. Yes, it is an altar change. I've swapped these two altars over. This one was my main working altar. This one was all of my deity statues. This one is right by Eric's chair. When he's not sitting, this is Eric's armchair. When he's not sitting here beside me, when I'm not actually at my desk, the chair goes back here. And I found him nose in one of the offering bowls, herbs scattered everywhere, trying to get at the crystals on that altar. So for the safety of the dog, I have swapped my altars round. So this one now has lots of statues on it. This one is my altar. I'm working with Anna Meteor at the moment, so this altar is dedicated to her at the minute. So yes, altar change to stop the dog from eating herbs and crystals, because pretty sure that's not good for him. Good morning, Tess. Snow with Tess as well. Sue, we didn't have snow, just very bad dandruff falling from the sky. Yeah, that's pretty much what we had, Sue. Good morning, Jessie. Good morning, Teresa. Good morning, Christine. Maria, is the hanging behind you new? What, the purple one? No, I've had that quite some time now. That's a Wendy Andrews one, the Crone Goddess, that one. They are brilliant, her images. Lisa says Eric trying to practice his own craft. He's got this thing about crystals. He does try and eat them. You have to be very careful. Not good for doggies. Not good. So let's have a think. Xenia, no, he didn't actually eat any crystals. He does eat all sorts of things. He stole a tissue this morning and proceeded to eat most of it. Maria, no, the round one. Oh, what? That one. No, it's not new. I bought it at the Wandering Witches Market a couple of years ago. It's just moved rooms. It is a big old piece of wood. And it's got the Tree of Life on it. It is very, very clever. There is a review on my blog, and I'm desperately trying to remember the name of the company that make it, and I can't. But if you look on my blog in the reviews section, you will find it. Debbie, good observation. We should do a spot the difference every week. Yeah, I'll move something. I'll move something around every week, or I'll hide something. See who can spot it. We could play spot the gonk or something. Maria is lovely. Yes, they do make lovely things. I can't remember their name. It is on my blog. I've got two of them actually. I've got that one, and I've got another one with a spirit board on it. Vicky, glad it's not just my dachshund that eats everything. Oh, he does. Absolutely everything, except the food that he's, supposed to eat. Bonjour, Aurélie. Comment ça va? Very, very lovely to have you with us. Aurélie is the French publisher, Editions Danae, who has very, very kindly published two of my books so far in French, The Kitchen Witchcraft and The Moon Magic, and they're also now translating The Sun Magic. So bonjour. Good morning, Kay. Yes, I do hope everyone's warm and cozy. Summer's cat is obsessed with candles and fire. Oh no. Yeah, definitely must have been a pyromaniac in their last life. Yeah, candles and fire and animals don't go too well. So yes, I have had a bit of a change around, but it's to stop the dog from eating the crystals and the herbs. So there you go. We have to do these things. Right. So let's get back to it. So you've lost your spiritual connection or your connection to your pathway, however you want to word it. So how do you get back? First of all, and I think probably most importantly, remember that you aren't alone. It honestly happens to all of us. It really does. Even though I have been traveling this pathway for 30 years or so, it still happens. There are times fallow times when you think, wow, I haven't connected for X amount of time. Good morning, Hayley. Hope you are feeling better. So yeah, remember that it does happen to everybody, no matter whether you are new to the craft, some way down the line or very experienced. It really does happen to everyone. First thing though, don't panic. Don't panic. Life likes to throw us challenges. It likes to slip blockages into your pathway. Who doesn't it? All of these and the usual mundane life stuff, it can get in the way. There will be all sorts of reasons why your spiritual connection is not there at the moment. I think it's interesting to ask yourself some questions first. Oh, there's my hubby being good. Witch and the Warlock. The round wooden piece up there came from the Witch and the Warlock. If you look on my blog and reviews, there is information for them. Thank you for that. I can't remember. Brain like a sieve. I think you have to ask yourself some questions. And I think probably the first one to start with, is there a reason why it's happened? Is there a reason why your connection's been lost? And let's be honest here. Have you just been lazy? And it's absolutely okay if you have. We all do it. We all do it. And it could be just that, been feeling a bit lazy, particularly, when stuff comes up and you're busy. Or is it that real issues have actually cropped up? And I think it does help to try and define and decide, what's happened. Jane says, Inbox didn't happen for me this year. All I managed was to brush down the stairs. Yeah, some of the Sabbats, and this is a whole other subject. You may have heard me talk about falling off the wheel. I think it's very difficult sometimes to stick to the Sabbats because sometimes, things happen in life and you're just so busy that you can't keep up with it all. But it's okay. Honestly, it's really, really okay. Just, pick it up and start with the next one. But I think you have to kind of decide what or why it's happened. The question is, has it happened because you need to tweak or change your pathway? I've actually had that happen quite a few times where you've lost that connection to all the things that you usually do because you've got into such a routine and it's the same things over and over again. But your pathway needs a bit of a change. It needs a bit of a tweak, or it's waiting to be guided off in another direction. So have a think about that. It may be, I'm not talking huge direction changes, although it could be. It might just be a tweak. It might be just that it needs a bit of oomph added to it, a bit of changes are good sometimes, put the life back into things. So it might just be that it needs a little tweak. Oh yes, Karen, Goddess Bed Peter. Yeah, he's he's actually working right next to me, but he's keeping an eye in case he needs to post the links. Jane, the weather's been too yucky to keep in touch with nature. Yeah, I think perhaps during the winter as well, it's quite difficult to keep that nature connection because it is so cold and yucky outside. When you have a dog, yeah, you do get the chance to be outside a little bit more because you have to go out. Helen, sometimes lose my connection when I'm stressed. The irony being my path could help me with that if I reconnect. Oh, yeah, it's a complete cycle, isn't it? Absolutely. We have such a special kit of tools as witches to be able to de-stress ourselves. But sometimes when you're in the middle of it, it's very difficult to make that realization, isn't it? Kay says, sometimes coming off the path, actually, you find out was your path. It makes you think where to go next. Yes, absolutely. It can be, that loss of connection can be a prompt that you need to make a decision about where to go next. Teresa sounds familiar, yeah. Susie, I'm so lost at the moment. Susie, message me, my lovely. We'll have a chat. We'll get you back in. We'll get you sorted. So message me. Sue, just joined. Sounds like you're talking about my whole life. Oh yes. Yeah, it is about losing your connection, Sue. Jess has been furloughed since April, wanted to use this time to really focus on my craft, but instead I find all this time alone is sapping the life out of me and no motivation. Yes, it's been a really difficult year for all of us. I haven't actually been furloughed. My husband and I have worked full-time throughout it, but it's it's different, and it's been a real struggle to not be able to get together with my girls and do all the things that we usually do. We've been doing Zoom meetings and online rituals and things, but it's not the same. So yeah, it is difficult. It is difficult at the moment. Jane says her journaling has ground to a halt, but all the rough notes are in my notebook waiting to be deciphered. I take my hat off to you, Jane, because I'm rubbish at journaling. I have stacks of notebooks that I bought with the intention of journaling, and they've got the first page filled. I am rubbish, so I take my hat off to you for that. Sue, stressed certainly at the moment. Yeah, it is. It's a very, very difficult time. Christine has found her sanity doing a course of palm reading on YouTube, keeping me going and sane. Brilliant. Kitchen Witch runs the online school, but we actually run a load of independent courses as well, and we've reduced the price right down, so they're a couple of quid each, to give people things to do, to focus on during this bizarre world time. And all the money goes, 100% of the money is going to local charities, because they're all struggling at the moment as well. So yes, if you can find something to focus on, brilliant, but it is a struggle sometimes to actually find that focus. Good morning, Barbara. Kay, what's difficult for some is feeling lost and then going to places that aren't actually nurturing. I think, having been a member of quite a few groups over the years, it is about finding the right place for you. You do have to look around. There are good places, there are bad places. You have to find somewhere that suits you. Tess, is your tea coffee? It's tea. It is at that point now where it is a little bit too, I'm going to put it down. I was just holding it because the cup was still a bit warm. Elizabeth really hates writing. No, I do like writing. That's the bizarre thing, isn't it? I write blogs, I write articles, and I write books. I just can't journal. But it's fine. You don't have to. Xenia, having no group for practicing in my country, I do far more of my craft now, because everything has moved in. Yeah, and I think that's, as I've said before, that's the bonus for this bizarre situation we're in, is that we have all reached out online, and we can support each other via the internet, which is brilliant. Jane's sister cast a spell on her, and now she can't stop knitting socks. Well, at least that's useful. And I can't knit. Well, I can knit. I can knit a very long scarf, and that's it. And it's all misshapen. So, but I think knitting, particularly knitting and crochet, anything like that where it's repetitive, is very magical, because you can work your magic into the actual knitting. Maria, my life is one lukewarm cup of tea. Maria, we do miss you so much. We'll see you soon. We will see you soon, and then your cup of tea will be boiling hot. Melanie signed up for the tree one a couple of months ago, but never heard back. Oh, Melanie, message me, and we'll get you set up. That obviously got lost in it's manual, and system's not automated, so it requires a human, i.e. me, to set it all up. So Melanie, message me. Barbara likes talking so much better. Yeah, it's good to exchange with each other, isn't it? Erin, online offerings have opened up my experience and helped me find my path. Yeah, there's so much online now, and it is brilliant, absolutely brilliant, because we can reach so many more people. Debbie has come to a full stop due to family stresses, and losing 2 siblings in 6 months is not helping. Oh, big hugs to you, Debbie. Big hugs to you. Take time, okay? Your pathway will come back to you when you're ready. But I think that's it, isn't it? Life does throw lots of stuff in the way. So, okay, totally agree. Find a place. Thankfully, I have. Excellent. Debbie, I have so many pretty notebooks, but don't want to ruin them. Actually, we were talking about this the other day, and I wrote a blog about buying nice stuff, like having your best dinner service, or having your best china, or having a best going out coat. Do it, use it, wear it. Don't keep it in the cupboard for best. Do it. You got to use it. Whatever it is, use it. Make the most of it. Leslie's lost all her oomph, no motivation. Sometimes I just don't want to do anything magical. Yeah, and we do all get there, Leslie. We do all feel like that. But when I've finished actually waffling, I have got some suggestions. I have got some suggestions for you. Cos should be doing work, so we'll catch up anon. Just wanted to say hello. Hair looks fabulous. Oh, go work, Cos, go work. And we will, yes, catch you later, but thank you for the compliment. Xenia, so glad for the online stuff. Yep, it's brilliant. Kay, I would love to do one of your courses starting my 3 degrees. Yep, it's all there. The independent courses are cheap as chips, and the subscription course provides you with a huge amount of stuff to work through. We will keep you busy. Sue, my not magic spell is a loom knit lap blanket I'm working on. Intention is comfort and calm in stressful times. That sounds fascinating, Sue. I'm looking forward to seeing that. Looking forward to seeing it. Susie hasn't been well for a few weeks. Sending you positive energy, Susie, and it's impacted on you spiritually. It will do. If you're unwell, it would absolutely affect you. I have been walking lots and enjoying being out in nature. So missing seeing family and friends. Yeah, we have, Susie. We've got to just go with the flow for now. Hang in there. We will get through it. We will get through it. Sue is a penholic. So many are still in the box of wrapping. I have a new one, actually. I have a new one here. It's a brilliant fountain pen made by Rob Kerr. It's got cactus in it. Those brown bits are pieces of cactus set in acrylic. It is fabulous. But anyway, I don't grass as I normally do. The course is fun, so that keeps my motivation. Not a fan of homework, no. Don't think of it as homework. Think of it as projects. Debbie, didn't know about the Kitchen Witches School, signed up for several courses which plan through at the moment. Yes, the Kitchen Witch School will always be there, Debbie, for whenever you are ready. And we have short independent courses as well as the subscription one. Charlotte has the opposite problem, feeling very connected to my craft and want to do so much, but with 5 children at home. Wow, Charlotte, you're mad. Yeah, and I have not 5 children, but I have been there with 2 young children. Thankfully, mine are, well, one's flown the nest and the other one's teenagers. So it can be really, really difficult when you've got little children. Just hang in there. Hang in there. You will get through it. Good morning, Angie. How are you? Jane, I don't actually write my journals. Everything's typed. Yeah, my book of shadows is typed, actually. I do, yeah. You add photos and drawings, literally cut and paste pages. Mine is. My book of shadows is all printed out, and then I go back afterwards and I draw patterns and pictures, might put little stickers on, press flowers, that kind of thing, to jazz it up, make it personal. Okay, I think anything that creates love is magical, definitely. Lisa, the subscription courses are great value and brilliant too. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Maria, do a blog on it. Xenia, gorgeous fountain pen, love high quality pens. Yes, Rob Kerr, there is a review on my blog of his pens. They are lovely. Right, anyway, going off like we usually do. So you've lost your connection. Is there a reason? Have a think about it. Is it real issues that have cropped up? Is it because you need a tweak or a change to your pathway? And remember as well that it may be that you just need a bit of time out. It may be that you just need a bit of time away to sort things out, whether it's sorting out the mundane stuff or what's going on or stress. As we know, life happens and there are always things that we need to deal with. And it's okay. Just take a step back, sort out what it is that you need to sort out. Your pathway and your spirituality will still be there when you're ready to come back to it. So, just take a bit of a breather if you need to and sort out the things that you need to do. And of course, we're all busy. If life's been really, really busy, then you have to readdress the balance if you possibly can. We all have times when sometimes we're really busy and sometimes we're not. So It might be that it's just a short-term thing where you're so busy. If it looks like it's a long-term thing, then perhaps you need to try and get some balance. And I know it's difficult. I do know it's difficult. Teresa, I've not done my homework for so long. I'm finding it hard to get started again. Message me, my lovely. Message me and we'll get you back on track. Kay had 4 kids at home. They all flew the nest and now have their own families. Now has 14 grandchildren. Wow. Oh no, then 7 years ago remarried and found 6 more children. Kay, you are a superstar. You're an absolute superstar. Christine, I just want to go to Glastonbury to the witches' markets. I have a few pennies saved up to go on a spending spree when we can. Yes, everything is on such a hold, isn't it? This weekend, I would have been at the Enchanted Market in Bracknell, which is one of my favourite events of the year. So, yeah, really missing that this year. But, yeah, have a look at balance. Have a look at if you're too busy and if you can, readdress it. They're all, important details. We're all individuals. Everyone's different and everyone will have different problems or different issues. But with some kind of thought and taking a step back and looking at things, it can all be sorted. I found that if life has taken me away from my spiritual journey for a reason, once I realise what it is, I deal with it, sort out those reasons, knowing that when the time is right, I will get back to my pathway. It will happen. There's no point worrying about things you can't control. Yeah, I know. I'm the world's biggest worrier. I say these things. I don't necessarily work with them very well. But try your best not to worry. There are a lot of things that are out of your control. Sometimes the best course of action is to do nothing for a while. And it may well just slowly but surely creep back on its own. That's the way that it happens. Rachel. Hello, Rachel. Pixie Maid. We're having an online witches market on 3rd of April. Have a look for witches markets with a Y on Facebook. There'll be an online market, 3rd of April. Excellent. Yes, definitely. Sue has been told she can worry for England. Yeah, me too, Sue. I've been told that I would worry if there was nothing to worry about. But try not to, because your spirituality is here, it is in here, and it will, when it's ready, it'll come back. But if my practice has just slipped for whatever reason, and I realise that it's slipped, I think that's the key, is the realisation that it's slipped, then there are things that you can do to help prompt yourself to get back into it. And again, the important thing, baby steps. You won't just jump straight back into it. Take baby steps to get back on track. Tiny little things will make the difference, rather than it, thinking you've got to jump back in full guns blazing. Kay, my stepdaughter was challenging at first because she lost her mum too early. I married her dad and I just kept loving her, and then recently she's declared publicly she's grown to love me. Fantastic. That is really lovely, Kay. Well done. Melanie's a born warrior. Yeah, there's a lot of us about Melanie. Teresa's home teaching 2 kids with ADHD while simultaneously entertaining a 13-month-old is making it really difficult to make time for myself and my studies. Hoping to get started again next week during half term. Yeah, kids, it is a big thing. It is a really big thing to fit time in for yourself. But I think it's also important to try and do that purely for your own self-care, really, even if it's only 15 minutes locked in the toilet. Speak from experience. You have got to put a bit of self-care in there if you can. Melanie, still trying to do shadow work, but brain won't shut up, too much monkey mind. Shadow work is tough. Shadow work is really, really tough. So be easy on yourself with that. Be easy on yourself. Tess asks, your necklace is very interesting but can't quite see it. What is it? Oh, well, this is a Pixie Maid. If I can get a bit closer. It is a wild boar and it's a piece of Larimar. And it is beautiful. She made my bracelet too with wild boars on. So Pixie Maid. Have a look on Facebook for Pixie Maid. Absolutely beautiful jewellery with wonderful crystals in, made by one of the loveliest ladies I've ever met. So do have a look. So Kay says, my bathroom was my space many, many times. Yeah, you've got to get that lock on the bathroom door and get in there just for a few minutes. But for me, it is trying not to worry, because there are a lot of stuff that you can't control. And if it has slipped, take those baby steps. For me, the first thing I usually do is take down my altar. Take down my altar, clean everything, sort it out, redress it, bring nice fresh energy into the altar space. It is good to clean your altar every so often anyway, because it stops the energy if it's dusty and dirty and not loved. It can stop the energy from flowing, so it is good to clean your altar every so often anyway. But that for me is my first step to getting back into the swing of things, is literally to clear the altar off, clean it all and redress it. That's kind of the kickstart for me. That kind of puts things into motion. But Elizabeth's brain never stops. Yeah, mine doesn't either. You can tell, can't you? The way I talk, my brain never gives up. Teresa says, if the kids don't come in the bathroom, the dog does. Yeah, got to get that lock on the door. Got to get that lock on the door. Maria's is the cat. Yeah, and Jane's cats love the bathroom. Oh, hot pipes everywhere. Yes, that makes sense. Kay, my mum always used to say that fresh air clears away the proverbial cobwebs. That's been very helpful for me too. Yes, absolutely. And I think because our whole spiritual belief is rooted in nature, that's one of the other things to do. Step outside. Step outside and connect again with the energy, even if it is just in your own back garden. In fact, that's one of my favorite places to be, is my own back garden. I can get that connection there. So just every morning I step outside the back door and I breathe in the air and I connect with the energy while Eric's out there having his, doing his dailies. But it is a way of connecting. But my altar is my first thing, and that for me is my first thing to get back into. But then I start with meditation as well, even if it is just 5 minutes a day. Just morning or evening, it tends to be for me, is to meditate literally just for a few minutes. Have you kicked your blanket off? Is that why you're crying? Here we go. There we are. That's better. So yeah, little things, tiny baby steps. Just spend a couple of minutes in front of your altar each day, giving thanks for what you have. Just light a candle if you want to. Doesn't have to be huge, grand gestures. Tiny little steps to help you kind of kick back that action, get back into the swing of things slowly. Michelle, when I started the path 3 years ago, I wanted to try and do everything and eventually spread myself too thin. Sometimes just couldn't get motivated. So I began to focus on aspects most interesting, such as specific goddesses, moon rituals, and healing spells. I remember, it is really exciting to find the pathway, and you want to learn everything, and you want to learn it all now. Don't run before you can walk. And I know it is easy to say. It's a very, very long journey. It is a lifetime journey, and you will never run out of things to learn. Seriously, you won't. 30 years on, I'm still learning new things. So enjoy it. Enjoy the journey. Teresa agrees, cleaning and redoing my altar is super important and keeps my energy rejuvenated. Yeah, absolutely. Debbie loves my t-shirt. Thank you. Kitchen Witch website in the online shop. There are a few left. Jane, I tried stepping outside, then froze and stepped right back in. Yes, but you breathe the fresh air for a couple of minutes. And that, I think, even the really cold air is quite refreshing and rejuvenating. Kay says, although it's freezing cold, earthing is really good too. Yeah, I'll leave that one to you, Kay. For anyone that doesn't know, earthing is literally putting your bare feet on the ground. On grass, not concrete or tarmac. Although, if all you've got is concrete and tarmac, use what you've got, because underneath the concrete and tarmac is earth at some point. It does help you connect with the earth energies, absolutely, Kay. But yeah, cold. I'll leave that one for you. Elizabeth, I looked for the t-shirt, only teeny ones left. No, there's some big ones left too, Elizabeth. There are some big ones left too. various sizes. Message me if you want a particular size and I'll have a look for you. So little tiny steps. The other suggestion is to read a book. Read a book about your pathway, either a new one that you haven't read, and if you're like me, you've got a stack of books that you haven't read yet. Pick one of them and jump into it, or reread one that started you on your journey in the first place, one that you might not even have read for years, but reread it and it may kickstart that energy. And I think this is good if you're about to change your pathway, or if that's what's needed in a new direction. Reading a book, a new one or an old one, can really help you make that decision and focus and see, whatever direction. Maria, you can earth on anything. Yes, you can. Debbie has artificial grass. Does that work? Debbie, I have artificial grass, but underneath my artificial grass is earth. We had to have artificial grass because of the dog. But yes, it does, because right underneath it is soil. All you've got to do is send your spidey senses a bit further down, that's all. It is better on natural ground if you've got it, but if you haven't, you have to make do with what you've got. But underneath it all is earth. So just, Tony says, what about snow? Fantastic, stand in the snow, Tony. You might get frostbite, but snow has its own magic. I have got a blog about that as well, on my Witches and Pagans blog, about working with snow magic, snow water, snow magic. Absolutely brilliant to work with. It gives a very interesting kind of magic. But yeah, read a book, new one or an old one, that might give you the direction that you want. Perhaps even research a deity that you've never worked with before. You could just close your eyes, still yourself, and ask for a name to come to you, or a pantheon to come to you, and then you can go off and do some research. That I quite often find will give you a bit of a kickstart as well. Listening to spiritual music is always good. YouTube and Spotify have enormous amounts of spiritual music. There are the good old favourites. Sprig and Mist I can recommend, Damn the Bard, Kellyanna, all really, really good. Incubus, Succubus, lots and lots of really good ones. But I say spiritual music, and I say there are lots for free on YouTube and Spotify, but even just listening to a bit of your own favourite music that makes you feel spiritual, the soundtrack to practical magic, why not? If it works for you, then do it, listen to it. Sit and do some drumming, or even dance if you feel like it. I said sit and do some drumming just as my husband walked in, and he's a drummer. Yeah, ta-da! Enter the drummer. But you could just sit and do some drumming, and if you don't have a drum, use a biscuit tin or clap, or make something, be creative and use what you've got to hand. Jane says, if you stand in snow with bare feet, you'll never get chilblains again. Okay, my nana told me that, so I put my hands in it and it worked. I've never had chilblains, but never, other than putting my hands in snow for snowball fights, maybe that's what did it. Teresa, right now we have so much snow, I wouldn't earth outside, but when I do my morning meditation at my altar, I visualize earthing and imagine my roots going down through my basement, through the foundation and into the earth beneath their house. Perfect, Teresa. A lot of people can't actually get outside, or for a lot of people it would be bad for their health to be standing in freezing cold snow. So if you can't actually do the earthing, visualize it. Beneath your house is earth at some point. It's there, it's under everything, it's under concrete car parks. Below it is earth. So you just got to dig a little bit deeper, but work with what you've got. Definitely everybody can do it, no matter where you are. Kay says, find a patch of clean deep snow. Yeah, not yellow snow. Quickly plonk your face in it. It's refreshing but fun to see the imprint. Excellent. Tony says music always gets me through things. Yes, I am with you there, Tony. As long as it's 80s pop, I'm with you. Christine, I sometimes watch a lovely witch called Rachel, and she does a waffling witches and other talks on YouTube too. Yeah, my YouTube channel has, thank you, Christine. My YouTube channel has recordings of all my previous talks. It also has recordings of myself and the waffling witches talking about various things. We also have recordings of all of our online rituals are on there as well. But there's lots and lots of people doing live talks now, so do keep an eye out. If you have a look on my publisher Moonbooks Facebook page, there's lots of live talks on there from various different authors, so there's lots of stuff. You just have to find it. Kay says sound is an amazing way to clear the energies. Absolutely. Walk around your house banging a biscuit tin and you will clear all the negative energy out. Play your AC/DC, whatever works for you, really. Lisa, my husband Ed is watching me and insisting I buy one of the Wild Witchcraft in the Wild tops. We like him, Lisa. We do like him. Okay, yeah, don't put your face in yellow slow. Definitely not. So lots of things to think of to do. Craft something. Even if you're not crafty, sit down with some things, even if it's just making an incense blend from herbs and resins. Make a poppet if you're into sewing. Think about something crafty that's magical that you can make. And of course, as we've been mentioning, get outside into your garden, the park, a forest, the ocean, reconnect with nature. And I appreciate that it's not very easy at the moment because we're not supposed to be driving anywhere. A poor car thinks it's been abandoned. But even if you just step outside into the garden or step outside your front door onto the pavement, you're out into the air, to the fresh air, and you can connect with the energy that's around you. Kay, would a bath be a nice alternative to earthing? It's an element. Ritual baths, absolutely brilliant. Obviously, the element of water, but you can add herbs and spices. You can light candles and things. It's a very, very nice experience. Jane wants to turn lockdown into sock down. Yeah, but I can't knit, Jane. You'll have to knit the socks for me. Eva says Monday night is Obod's Tea with the Druid. Yes, on their Facebook page. Yes, do have a look at Obod's Facebook page. They do have a lot of online stuffs as well. Helen says you could do some art. Absolutely. If you want some prompts, scroll back down the Kitchen Witch Common Facebook page to January, a whole month's worth of art prompts to help you out. So yes, definitely create something in whatever format you want to. And I include baking in that, obviously, because, you know, cakes, cookies. It is creating something. For me, baking is quite a magical thing. I also suggest, and it's quite a bizarre thing to suggest when you're all sitting here on the computer watching me and listening to me, turn off your phone, your computer, and step away from Facebook for a set amount of time each day. Start with 20 minutes, work your way up if you can. Set that time aside to do something spiritual or to just sit and be. I know it is one of those things that sucks us in, and I wouldn't be without it now. I think it is an amazing thing that has enabled us all to stay connected. But sometimes you need to just take a step back, so even for 20 minutes, just to sit and listen to the sounds outside, to your inner thoughts, just to give yourself a bit of a alone time, if you like. And if writing's your thing, write a ritual, a chant, a spell, a spiritual poem. Do some automatic writing. Just sit there and listen quietly and see what comes out when you write. Do what works for you, basically. Hello, John. New book arrived today. Ellen of the Ways. Always been interested in her and the Hunter, but I've only just discovered a horned goddess. Oh, she's fantastic. I have worked with Ellen of the Ways. She is an ancient goddess and so amazing to work with. You are going to have an amazing journey. Absolutely. I would suggest checking out Ellen Sentia's book. She's got a couple on Ellen of the Ways. Jane has lots of new art materials. Just needed the motivation to get them out of the boxes. Jane, do it. Do it now. Do it now. Eva's knitting socks as well. But I'm amazed. Jane has finished 9 pairs and knitted 2 odd ones. Can't stop. We have a sock knitting madness. Kay, you can set your phone to disconnect if you need help to do that. My phone switches off at a certain time. All the notifications, all the ringing, apart from my emergency, kids and stuff. It does. I set it to turn itself off at a certain period, and then it comes back on at a certain period. Eva's bought the Ellen of the Ways book too. I'm assuming that's the Ellen Cynthia one. If it isn't, do have a look, because she knows so much about that goddess. So you can also set yourself some spiritual goals. Don't be ambitious. Just set 1 goal a week or 1 goal a month, whatever it might be. Set yourself a spiritual goal to do a ritual, to connect with the moon, connect with the sun, write a spell. Just set yourself something that's easy to achieve. Don't be ambitious. Don't write a whole list of stuff. Just one thing at a time. But also reach out to others. You are not alone in this experience. You really, really aren't. Seek out friends, family, other like-minded people via social media. The Kitchen Witch Coven Facebook group is a fantastic group of people if you want to just put it out there that you're struggling, and I promise you everyone will jump in and help and support you. Myself and the Hearth Guardians are all here as well. You are not alone. Just reach out. Find as well a new area to study, perhaps, or research, something you haven't worked with before, whether it is some kind of divination, tarot, Ogham, runes, crystals, astrology, whatever it might be. There is such a huge umbrella of subjects within our spiritual umbrella. Pick something that you feel drawn to, and even if it is just a new crystal or a different crystal, go through your crystals if you've got a crystal collection, and pick 1 or 2 that you haven't worked with before or haven't worked with for a while. Just something to prompt you into doing something spiritual. Maria is doing another moon cycle diary beginning on the new moon. Perfect. That is an absolutely brilliant way. If you have a look on this Facebook page, on my author Facebook page, Maria, I'm posting daily the moon phases and the zodiac sign that the moon's in, just as a reminder for myself, really. But it's there every day, as long as I remember. Lots of people knitting socks. Lots of people knitting socks. Brilliant. Kay, the goddess Ariadne, has popped up several times. Keep doing a card reading, and she's randomly chosen each time. Well, that's a message for you, Kay. Go for it. You need to look into her. She is a fascinating goddess. Fascinating. Karen has some cacao. Yes, I've got a bag as well that I haven't opened yet, but can't find the right time to do a ceremony. There doesn't need to be a right time, Karen. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it for you. Yeah, Sue says, how about today? Yep, you're on a new moon. Do it today. Do it on Sunday. It's a love day on Sunday. Do it for self-love. Yeah, definitely. There is no right or wrong time. Just do it. I'm so bossy. But I also think about what you used to love doing but haven't done in a while. Things on your practice, on your pathway that used to inspire you, that you perhaps haven't done for a long time. Have a think about it and rekindle that passion, if you like. But ultimately, it does happen to all of us at some point, more often, more than once. Really, it does. And it can be uncomfortable and it can be upsetting, but know that there is a resolution to it. There is a way out of it. It might take some time, but there is a way out of it. Baby steps. Don't panic. Don't rush. Your pathway is going to be waiting there for you to step back onto when you're ready. It's not going to disappear. It might change. It might be that it's going in a new direction, but it will still be there for when you're ready to come back to it. And I think, as I say, this past year has been particularly difficult for lots of people. Lisa, I'm working my way through spending a few days with each of my crystals. Good, 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 to see how we get on together. Been sleeping with my clear quartz the last few nights. It is a brilliant way to connect with your crystals, a really brilliant way to connect with your crystals. Just spend some time with them, and you will find out what they can do for you. You will find out the connection. They've all got their own individual and unique personalities. You can do that with crystals. You could do it with plants in the garden. I know there's not much alive at the moment, but there is a bit out there. You could do it with dried herbs from your kitchen cupboard. Pick a dried herb to work with each day. Get to know their energy. Get to find out what magic it can help you with. The spices in your kitchen cupboard, the same. They've all got magical uses. So get to know each one and connect with each one. It's a good way of learning, is to spend some time with each one. Definitely. Jane says, clear quartz is great for empowerment and boosting things. I've got a quartz crystal cat I call Power Puss. Sits on spells and things and acts as an amplifier. Clear quartz is brilliant. If you only ever have one crystal, make it a clear quartz, because it is such a multi-purpose crystal. You can use it for anything and everything. Tess uses cacao in her soap making. Oh, I've not heard of that before, Tess. Soap smells like chocolate. Couldn't eat it, it's not sweet enough, but it smells yummy. Yeah, cacao does need, I mix stuff in with it. I don't like cacao just on its own, it's not sweet enough for me. I do put honey in it, and I also put some spices in. I quite often put cinnamon and cloves into it as well, cardamom, all of the nice warming spices. I mix it in with the cacao because I don't like it on its own. But it is very magical stuff. Very magical stuff. So yeah, that's, don't know that you're not alone. Know that you don't have to be getting up at stupid o'clock every morning and spending 24 hours a day doing witchy stuff. You don't. Seriously don't, because none of us do that. Or Tony puts cinnamon in his coffee. Yeah, yummy. I'm not a big coffee fan unless it's got loads of caramel syrup in it, but cinnamon's nice too. Yeah, know that you're not alone. Know that you don't have to be doing all of this stuff 24/7, especially when life gets in the way, especially if you have children, jobs, running a house, going to work, everything. There's so much stuff. If you are working or if you are looking after children, I think for me the key is to find small ways to bring the magic into your daily life. You have to make those mundane things magical. I don't necessarily separate my life. I'm not a witch there and a teacher there and teaching witchcraft. I'm not a witch there, an author there, and I have got a real job. I'm a personal assistant, and I don't slot them all into separate boxes. I'm me, and the whole thing has to come together and work as a whole. Whether I am doing my real job, writing books, teaching witchcraft, working with witchcraft, dealing with children, dealing with the dog, baking in my kitchen, they're not all separate things. They all come together for me, and I am a witch in every single one of those. Because you can work that magic into the mundane. It's just a way, you've just got to think a little bit out of the box sometimes. When I'm baking, I work with ingredients, and each ingredient I use, I think of the magical properties as I'm working with it. When I'm cleaning the house, I'm chanting in my head to get rid of negative energies. Whether I'm vacuuming the floor or dusting, doesn't happen very often. Only if someone's coming round. But you do work that. I can work magic into the daily things that I do. It's just about tweaking your mind to work that into it. If you have got children, I haven't brought my children up necessarily as pagan. I've never pushed my religion on them, but they've watched what I've done and they've taken note from things that I've done. And small children, they love working with crystals, so get them involved in it as well. It's about making it all work for you, really. Melanie is sugar-free lately. Yeah, make my own chocolates. Oh, yum. messages are all disappearing up the screen. People are missing their pints. yeah. Kay spent time working at festivals. Vibes were so high, we had to do really material Monday stuff to come back down to earth and get earth. It's one of the things that we teach very early on. Grounding is really, really important. Whenever you have done any kind of energy work, whether it is ritual or spell work or working with crystals or working with magic of any kind, ground afterwards. You will give yourself such a headache and leave yourself feeling all airy-fairy for the rest of the day unless you ground. Is really, really important. And all you need to do is clap your hands, stamp your feet, eat a piece of chocolate, eat anything really, cake, bread, or put your palms on the ground and allow the excess energy to drain out. So yeah, definitely grounding is really, really important. Lisa, this has been a lovely session again. And extremely encouraging. Nice to be able to connect with each other and know we all go through the same things and can support each other. What a wonderful, magical, powerful group of people we are. Lisa, we are. It might be me here sitting in front of the camera, but you guys, which is why I love that you guys comment and give your insights. And that's why I read them all out, because we all learn from each other. We all support each other. The energy of these chats isn't just me. It's made up of everyone within this group here. Everyone adds their energy to it. And that's what makes it so brilliant. It is about supporting each other. It is about encouraging each other. And it is about sharing so that, you know, we learn stuff from each other. Eva says, I chant too when I'm cleaning. But usually along the lines of, why does everyone make mess? Yep. And didn't I just pick this up already? But as you are cleaning, you can get rid of that negative energy as well. Sue says, no one has visited here for almost a year. Dust is now 4 inches thick. Yeah, I hear you, Sue. I hear you. I'm absolutely there with you. Teresa says her boys love crystals and find them very calming. Children do. They really intuitively take on crystals and they work with them really well. Both my children have had little pouches of crystals that they picked for protecting them when they're at school or stopping nightmares and things like that. Children and crystals work really well. Yeah, Diane's dust is the same, and Maria's. Yeah, well, we don't have to worry about stuff like that, do we? Jane says, can we do anything magical with dust? I've got plenty of it. That's an interesting thing, actually, Jane. I do work with ash from the fire. I do use that in magic. I've never thought about dust. But I think you might want to think about what dust actually is, because as I understand it, a big part of dust is dead skin cells. So I think you might be onto something there, Jane. Let's have a think about that. I want ideas and suggestions for working magic with dust. Maria says, sigils. You could use the layer of dust and write sigils in it. Brilliant. That's an excellent idea. Kay's home is a crystal cavern. Daughter now has a large collection, and just yesterday my granddaughter showed me her collection. They do. Children really, really pick up on crystals. They work really, really well with them. But bear in mind, small children might put them in their mouths, so do be careful. Vanessa. Hello, Vanessa. Sometimes we're here even if we're quiet. But you still add your energy to it, and it's brilliant. It is absolutely brilliant. It is the energy of the group that makes it all happen. Tony puts his Hoover dust in the compost heap. Good idea. Karen's just like Miss Favisham's house. Good morning, Jackie. Latecomer. Not been about much, but this session is really shouting at me. I will watch later. Yes, it'll be on replay as soon as we finish. It'll come up on the Facebook page, and it'll also be on YouTube later on today as well. Debbie says her sister used to say, don't disturb the dust and it won't disturb you. Well, let's face it, you dust it, it floats up in the air and then it lays back down again. So, you know. Jane, dust magic sounds a bit like voodoo, but well, it's hoodoo. I would say hoodoo. Working with dust magic is definitely hoodoo magic. It is folk magic. But yes, the sigil is a great idea. Don't be frightened of hoodoo. It is a fascinating magical practice, and it is based on folk magic, the magic that great grandmothers and great grandfathers did. Some of it is a little bit icky, but you know, magic's not just black and white. There is that grey line between. Tess started Herbal Pathway course last year, had a login, can't find it. How do I find it? Email me, Tess. Email me, hq@kitchenwitchhearth.net. Email me and I will get you sorted out. Okay, strange experience at an exhibition. Asking adults to take a free crystal was difficult, but children were wide-eyed and happy to receive them. Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? They are much more open to stuff. Christine says, we come from dust and we return to dust. That's why I don't dust. I might be disturbing someone I know. Now, Christine, that is a very good point. Jane puts everything on the compost heap. Yep, they are really, really useful. Hoover dust goes in the shredder box and then to the heap. Yep. John sings when doing most jobs. Normally a song comes in my head and I make up my own words to the tune. Perfect. Sound is brilliant for clearing negative energy. Absolutely brilliant for it. So my kind of summing up is thank you to everyone for being here. You guys, as always, are absolutely fantastic. And it is the highlight of my week, connecting with you guys. It is, as far as I'm concerned, just because I'm in front of the camera, we're all part of this together. We're almost all sitting in a little room together with a cup of tea and a slice of cake, having a chat about stuff. So it's brilliant that we all share our ideas. Let's continue to support each other. For me, that's a big part of witchcraft, is learning together and supporting each other. If you have lost your connection, do know that you're not alone and that we've all been through it and that we all do still go through it. Hopefully there have been some really good suggestions today. It will go up on my blog at some point later, so don't worry about remembering all. But basically follow your own intuition and don't stress about it. Really, honestly, don't beat yourself up about it. Your path will always be there when you're ready to come back to it. Sue says, yes, shall we have a party on our year anniversary? It must be coming up, actually. I started these talks at the beginning of the first lockdown last year. So yeah, we'll have an anniversary party. Thank you guys so much. I hope you all have a fantastic weekend. Teresa's just found my last homework on another laptop. For some reason I hadn't sent it. I'll send it later. Yeah, I can't see it if you don't send it. It's also going to reread through my other lessons to refresh my memory and reconnect. Brilliant idea. If I do have any students on here that are struggling, message me. That's what we're here for. Lots of links going up. This is my husband prompting me to remind me to tell you. We have an online spring equinox ritual over in the Kitchen Witch Coven group, 28th of March, 7 p.m. UK time. Everyone is welcome. There's also a Waffling Witches, 28th of February, I think. Yes. Is that 7 p.m. or 4 p.m.? 28th of February, 4 p.m. over on the Kitchen Witch Coven Facebook group. Myself and the Hearth Guardians waffling about the menopause and how to deal with it from a magical point of view. Open to everyone, no matter what flavour you are. Hopefully everybody will gain something from it and learn some insights. Thank you. Really, really, really thank you. Again, as always. Hi, Nettie. Been working in have me on in the background. That kind of droney noise in the background. Teresa, telepathy, not my strong point. And obviously we haven't it's not strong enough, Teresa. We'll work on that. Have a good weekend, guys. If you want me to talk about anything particular in the future, just message me, just ping me. And if you need anything, don't be alone. Message me. Have a great weekend, everybody, and do take care of yourselves.